Well, hello everybody, and welcome to our webinar. We are coming to you from warm and mild Southern Ontario, but I know what's happening out there in Eastern Ontario. And if anyone is on the call tonight, I'm hoping you are all staying safe and sound and warm. All right, so thank you for joining us. Tonight we are here with Royal Caribbean, and we are kicking off our Supplier of the Month, which is Royal Caribbean. And for those of you that know and are looking forward to seeing Mitch Marucci, you're not going to see him here tonight. He is in Japan, so enjoying some time off. He's on the spectrum of the seas. And so we are joined tonight with Nate Allen, who is another strategic account manager with Royal Caribbean. And Nate, he was actually our strategic account manager for about a minute a few years ago before we got Mitch. So we know Nate a little bit, and we're happy he's here with us. And I'm going to pass this webinar over to him.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Tina. Once again, my name is Nate Allen. I'm the strategic account manager for Royal Caribbean. My territory is actually Central Ontario as well as Atlantic Canada. But I did take care of the Southwestern and Northern Ontario territory for about 2 or 3 months when I first started with Royal Caribbean, just over 3 years ago. So today I'm going to go over a little bit of overview of Royal Caribbean at a high level, and then we'll kind of go over some of the promotions that are happening as well for the month of April. So a lot of people don't realize that with Royal Caribbean, Caribbean is our middle name. However, we are visiting over 300 plus destinations globally, covering 6 continents, 30 plus home ports. We have 2 private island destinations and over 3,000 shore excursions, and we're adding more and more each year. Who are our guests? The basically Royal Caribbean, we do cater to everyone, whether you're couples, whether you're families, a lot of multi-gen, solo travelers. We do have solo steamers as well. Groups, we probably do more groups than any other cruise line out there, whether it's an incentive group, just a family group, or any other types of groups you want to do. We can host them on any one of our ships. We have an amazing loyalty program called Crown and Anchor Society. It's one of the best ones out there. The nice thing about our loyalty program is it's all based on the number of nights. So for example, as soon as you do your first 3-night sailing, you're automatically become a gold. And as you work up to different levels, let's say you get to diamond status, you can actually receive 4 free drinks a day, which could be used up to $14, any alcohol or especially coffee. So if you don't have a drink package, this is a great option for somebody who just wants to have a few drinks a day. That's with Diamond, you get 4 a day, Diamond Plus you get 5 a day, and 6 with Pinnacle. There's a lot of other benefits as well, such as discounts on solo rates, and discounts on balconies and suites, and there's lots of offers that come out throughout the year. Now, the nice thing about Royal Caribbean, we do partner with our 2 sister companies, Celebrity as well as Silversea. We did start a brand new program in 2024 where we now have the loyalty match program. So basically, if you are, say, Diamond, you'll now be elite with Captain's Club with Celebrity, or you'll be in 250 days with Venetian, or vice versa. Maybe you're Diamond, maybe you're elite plus with Captain's Club, where you're now coming over and doing a multi-gen cruise with your family, and you're going to be sailing the Royal Caribbean, and you become Diamond Plus. So you receive all the same benefits with Royal Caribbean as you were if you were with Captain's Club with Celebrity. This is a great program. We know a lot of our customers who do sail with all 3 of our brands, and we do have a little bit of overlap. And we are 3 different distinct brands. Now, with Royal Caribbean, what's included? All of our entertainment and nightlife, all of our signature activities, whether it's our rock climbing walls, our ultimate slides, or flow riders, or mini golf, all those signature activities are all included. All of our meals, beverages, and room services are included as well. Our kids and teen clubs, whether you're staying at one of our teen clubs or Adventure Ocean, our fitness center, and all of our sports and activities on our sports court, whether you want to play volleyball, basketball, pickleball, which is probably the #1 sport playing today on our sports court, all of our accommodations, whether you're looking to stay in one of our interior, balcony, or even our suites, all of our private destinations, Perfect Day, Coco Cay, as well as Labadee, are all included. And then we all of our pool, water slides, and all our activities on board are included with your cruise fare. And unsurpassed service. I think Royal Caribbean is one of the best services on board any cruise ship out there. Now, entertainment as well. One thing about Royal Caribbean, we have some fantastic entertainment. And we have the full Broadway show production. Whether you're looking to stay on Liberty of the Seas and see Saturday Fever, you're looking on Anthem of the Seas and see We Will Rock You. One of my favorite shows is Mamma Mia, which is Mamma Mia Lore. We have 2 brand new shows. We have one that's coming out on Star of the Sea this year, which will be Back to the Future, the musical. We have one of my favorite shows right now, which is the Icon of the Seas, which is Wizard of Oz on Icon of the Seas. It came out in January of last year. It's an absolutely fantastic show, and these are the full Broadway productions. But we also have a lot of our own entertainment as well. Here's a quick little video. As you can see, there's a ton of options for entertainment on board Royal Caribbean. Some of our aqua theater shows, some of our skate shows. We're the only cruise line out there that has skating rinks on the majority of our cruise and classes. But we have a lot of other entertainment as well, such as our nightlife. We have live dancing and music. We have dueling pianos, which is found on the Icon of the Seas. We have our boleros, a Latin bar. We have all our cocktails and wine in our vintages. We also have our casinos and all of our game shows, whether you want to see Love and Marriage or some of the other game shows on board. And we have theme parties. We're doing a 70 dance party or 80 dance party or a white party. We have them all on all of our different classes of ships. Now, plenty of activities as well for the kids, whether you're looking to have the full youth programs, whether through our Adventure Ocean program or our team spaces. We have a lot of family activities as well that you can join the kids, whether it's our laser tag, which is found in our Studio B, our skating rink. It's basically a blow-up obstacle course. We have all our, mentioned before, all our pools and water slides, and we have family menus for all the kids in any of our restaurants. So a lot of youth activities, and a lot of, and these are all complimentary as well. Our Adventure Ocean program is fantastic. It is complimentary. Your kids, once they tend to go in there, you never want to leave through the end of the week. They have so much fun. Now, mentioning some of the ship classes we do have, we have a wide range of ship classes, all the way from our Vision class ship all the way up to our Icon class ship. The Vision class is about 77,000 tons. Our Voyager and our Freedom class are very similar classes of ships. The big difference is that the Freedom class has holds another 500 passengers and does have a few extra amenities and 2 more pools because it is a longer version of that class. The Radiance class is a little bit smaller, but it is a fantastic class of ship. It is larger than the Vision, so 96,000 tons, and this class of ship is fantastic. You'll see this class in Alaska, you'll see it in Southern Caribbean, you'll see it in smaller ports in Europe. There's beautiful glass on the ship that basically gives you better views from inside out. That's why you'll see these in more random areas. We also have the Oasis class, which is our brand new class that came out in 2009, but introduced that Central Park balcony as well as the boardwalk balcony. So you have interior balconies facing the inside of the ship, but it's still outdoors. Some of the Central Park balconies are one of my favorite, especially for families where you have kids who are going to go to bed early at night. You can sit in there out their balcony and look down and people watch within the Central Park area. The Quantum class is a very unique class of ship as well. So a lot of our class of ships have a lot of common activities and features, or the Quantum class has a couple of extra ones that are very different. One being the North Star. Sorry, any problems with audio? Can you guys hear me okay? Okay, should be good.
Hey, so, sorry, Nate. There's a comment that I guess you're a little bit muffled. So I'm not sure if your microphone is near you or.
One sec here. Can you hear me better now?
Yep, a little bit, yep.
Okay, perfect. So with our Quantum class ship, we do have a couple of extra activities on board, such as our North Star, which is an observation tower. It basically takes you up 350 feet above the cruise ship. And it has an arm that extends off the side of the ship. That's a great observation deck where you can view the glaciers in Alaska. Quantum class has a lot of indoor activities, such as our indoor Seaplex, which has, like our other ships have all our sports courts. The Seaplex has a completely covered basic sports court. There's a lot of other activities in there, such as our bumper cars, which is only exclusive to the Quantum class ship. We also have our roller skating, which is exclusive to that ship. Like I say, this is a great ship in those colder climates. You have more indoor activities. Plus, there's a couple of indoor pools that are completely closed off. It also has retractable roofs. So if it is in a summer climate or a warmer climate, we can extend that roof. And then we have the brand new Icon class, which came out in January of 2024. It is currently the largest cruise ship in the world. We have 3 more coming. So we'll have 4 in total. The Icon came out in January. It is sailing out of Miami, doing 7-night Caribbean. I'll cover that in a little bit more detail. So a lot of the common stateroom categories for our cruise ships is the interior. We have the virtual balcony, which essentially is an interior stateroom with a 85-inch television that has a live image of the outdoors. So it gives you that virtual effect that you actually can see the outdoors, but you're actually paying for an interior stateroom. We also have our outside and ocean views, so this is your standard window. We have our neighborhood and promenade view balconies, and then we also have our ocean view balconies. The last is our infinite balcony, which is a brand new stateroom category that we do have on the Icon class of ships. We actually took this idea from our sister company, Celebrity. This gives you the ability to have a larger stateroom, but not your traditional balcony. So basically, it's a window pane. There's 2 sections, and the top part will lower down. You can actually walk up to the railing as if you're standing in a balcony, but it does give you that full wall-to-wall, floor-to-ceiling windows, and gives you a beautiful view about the outdoors, but not having to have that traditional balcony, but maybe you need a little bit more space for some of your kids. Now, talking about some of the suites, we have more suites probably than any other cruise line out there. We have our junior suites, we have our owner suites, we have our multi-bedroom suites. For example, on the Symphony, we have a 4-bedroom suite. We have our ocean view and panoramic suites, which is all full glass. We have our royal loft suites, 2-story suites, sleeping up to 8 people, and then we have the ultimate family suites, whether it's our ultimate family suites on the Symphony, the Wonder of the Seas, or the Utopia. We also have the ultimate family townhouse, which is a 3-story suite that's basically made for families, and it is all found on the Icon. Now, speaking about the actual suite class, we do have 2 different suite classes. We have the Royal Suite class, which includes the Icon class, Quantum class, as well as the Oasis class. And then we also have the traditional suite program, which is found on our older class of ships, such as the Freedom class, the Voyager, the Radiance, as well as the Vision class. Now, with the Royal class suite, it's broken into 3 different categories. You have the Star, the Sky, and the Sea. If you're staying in one of our Star class suites, you basically get everything from Star down. If you're staying in our Sky class suites, you're receiving everything down, and then also with the C class, you're just receiving the C class benefits. Now, the nice thing with the Star class is you get a Royal Genie, to be your butler for the week. You get your complimentary deluxe beverage packages, your complimentary internet, complimentary special dining throughout the week, also complimentary gratuities. It is basically everything bundled into one class. Then we also have our Sky class, which also gives you all the access to Coastal Kitchen, which is our exclusive dining option on board our Icon, Quantum, and Oasis class. You also get priority boarding, priority dining and reservations, access to the suite neighborhood. Also, all of our entertainment shows, you also get access to first row seats. And then with the C class, you get only dinner at our Coastal Kitchen, not all 3 meals. But you do get other amenities such as luxury pillow, top mattresses, bathroom amenities, as well as priority boarding. Now, the C class is typically found in some of our junior suites. Now, the traditional suite program doesn't have all the same features, but from grand suites and above, you'll receive access to the concierge lounge, priority boarding, dinner menus for in-room dining services, as well as a dedicated suite attendant, plus duvet and bedding, as well as bathroom amenities. So less amenities, unfortunately, with our traditional suite program, but the Royal Suite class is a fantastic program. And sometimes you looking at the C class, maybe if you're looking at maybe just paying a little bit more to go to the Star class, it actually includes all those extras, such as the beverage package, the internet package, and whatnot. So it is a great option if you're looking to treat yourself to a suite. Now, we also have a lot of special needs options as well. We have mobility disabilities, we have hearing disabilities, visual disabilities, as well as other needs, whether you maybe need dialysis or oxygen, the office on the ship. We have plenty of accessibility staterooms. All of our pools on board our ships, as well as our private destinations, have pool lifts. We have peer-to-peer assistance as well. At all of our ports of call, we also have priority boarding, accessibility, transfers as well. And we have special Alaska cruise tours that are dedicated just for special needs. So we have a lot of different options. And feel free to reach out to your travel partner. If you have any questions with this or any special needs, we can always confirm them with your travel partner. Now, Perfect Day Coco Cay is one of our private island destinations. It's actually rated the #1 rated number one port of call that we visit. We have a brand new section that we just opened up in 2024 in January, which is our Hideaway Beach, which is a brand new adults only section. So this was one of the number one requests that we received. We want to have an adult only section on a perfect day. A perfect day, there are plenty of complimentary options on board or on the island itself, but there are a few other paid options as well. So for example, Thrill Water Park, Cocoa Beach Club, as well as the Hideaway Beach are three different paid options. But if you're looking to spend the full day, there's plenty of options that are complimentary, such as our Chill Island, our Harbor Beach, our Oasis Lagoon Pool, our South Beach, which has many outdoor games as well, like pickleball, there's a swim-up bar, there's outdoor games, basketball courts, volleyball courts, all complimentary. And then we have Cove Beach, which is a little bit more of a private beach. There's plenty of options, beautiful snorkeling, and there's plenty of chairs and umbrellas throughout the whole island. We also have cabanas that you can rent throughout the island as well. If you want to spend your day by the Oasis Lagoon Pool, or you want to spend the day at Chill Island, or maybe South Beach, there are cabanas that you can rent. And we have plenty of options for eating. We have Chill Grill, we have Skipper's Grill, which are our two main food halls. We also have our snack shacks, which are throughout the island as well. They're all complimentary. Now, if you do purchase a drink package on board our ships or our room internet package on board our ship, it does carry over to the island as well. So you don't have to buy a separate package. It is included. If you don't have a drink package, you can purchase them a la carte. But we do offer some complimentary options like juices and waters and iced tea and whatnot. Those are all complimentary to all of our food destinations. But if you're looking to, have some thrills, we do have our Thrill Water Park, with the tallest water slide facing the Caribbean. We have 7 water slides in our Splash Summit as well. We have our Venture Pool. We have a Wave Pool. We also have cabanas throughout there. And if you do rent a cabana, you get the full access up to 6 people within Thrill Water Park. We have 1,600 feet of zip lines. We have an up and away balloon, which is a helium balloon that takes you up. It gives you a beautiful bird's eye view of Coco Cay to 450 feet in the air. And then once again, we have our adults only section, which is a beautiful beach area. And here's a great shot of it right here, with a beautiful sandy beach area, plenty of seating and umbrellas, which are all complimentary. And we also have some cabana options. We have beachside cabanas and we have the poolside cabanas. And the beachside cabanas are right in the bottom of the screen here. It does have a private infinity pool, which is heated. And then we also have our main pool with our swim-up bar and live DJ, which is also a heated pool. This is a beautiful section, but like I say, this is additional cost. The prices range anywhere as low as $20 up to $80 or $90 per person per day. Now, customizing your vacation, we do have our pre-cruise planner. Your travel agent can help you with this as well. We have all of our shore excursions, our beverage packages can be purchased here, all our spa and fitness on board our ship. Our room internet packages are all on board the cruise planner, all of our dining, especially dining options, as well as our entertainment. So anything you want to book on board our ships or even off our ships on our shore excursion is all customized and done through your pre-cruise planner. And you can also purchase this through the Royal Caribbean app. So it does give you a full detailed view and does give you the price points. The one thing I'll say is that we do have sales throughout the year. So let's say you do purchase a drink package today, and then maybe 6 months down the road, it does go on sale before you're sailing. You can cancel it and rebook it at the cheaper price. Not a problem at all. The only thing I always want to mention is that if you do rent a cabana or shore excursions, if the price does happen to drop, I'd be very cautious about canceling and rebooking because there's only a limited number of spots for those, and you don't want to cancel it and not even being able to rebook it again. But all your room internet, a lot of the onboard activities on board our ship are all within that sale. The prices can come down at certain times. They may not, but there's a lot of different options here. Now, the Icon of the Seas, I did mention that earlier with our ship classes. We have currently the Icon of the Seas, which came out in January last year. We have the Star of the Sea, which will be the second Icon class ship. It will be coming out in August of 2025, so this year. It will be sailing out of Port Canaveral, doing 7-night sailings. And we also have the Legend, which will be the third Icon class ship coming out in 2026. The Icon is the ultimate family vacation. There is something for everyone. We're the largest water park at sea with 6 record-breaking water slides. We have our Crown's Edge aerial adventure course. We have our flow riders, and we have our splashaway bay for the kids. We also have iconic shows. We have 7 pools on board, including the largest pool at sea with our Royal Bay pool with over 40,000 gallons of water. We have the Water's Edge pool, which is in our Surfside neighborhood for both adults and kids. We have our suspended infinity pool, which is on the aft of the ship in our Hideaway Beach, which is our adults only area. We have the Swim and Tonic, which is the first ever swim up bar on board a cruise ship. And we also have our Grove Suite Sun Deck pool, which is a part of our suite neighborhood. So if you are staying in one of our suites, you have your own dedicated neighborhood. Some of the iconic wilds, we have our Aqua Theater show. So if you have sailed the Royal Caribbean before and maybe one of our Oasis class ships, we have our Aqua Theater that's on the back of the ship. We have actually moved that completely indoors on the Icon in our Aqua Theater. It's completely enclosed. It is a fantastic venue. There's also the overlook, which extends in front of it, which gives you beautiful 270 views of the front, facing the front view of the ship, all pure glass. But we have amazing wilds as well, such as our Julian Pianos, which is probably our #1 venue on board the Icon. It's brand new to the Royal Caribbean brand. We have our Latin bands in our boleros. We have Broadway-style theater, including the Wizard of Oz, and our show band, which is our 16-piece orchestra, which is part of the Wizard of Oz. And we also have our comedy club, The Attic, for our comedy shows. Some of the iconic bites, we have over 40 different ways to dine and drink. We have Azumi, which is our hibachi and bites. We have our takeout window as well. We have American delights, such as Sorrento's Pizza. We also have Hooked and Mason Jar. We have our Italian delicacies, which is our Giovanni's, and we have our high-end supper club, which is called Empire Supper Club, which gives you 8-course dinner experience. It's about 3 hours in total, and it is absolutely amazing. And just from a look down, some of the features I just talked about, we have the Thrill Water Park, which is a complimentary 6 record-breaking water slides. 2 of those are family raft slides. You can hold up to 4 people per raft. We have the Crown's Edge, which is that aerial adventure where you're going to walk the plank on the outside of the ship, 154 feet above the water. And the plank is going to give away, and you're going to zip line back onto board the ship. We also have the Aquadome, which I mentioned is the Aqua Theater, which is completely indoors, but it also has a 5-story shape-shifting waterfall that our divers will dive through. And then the Hideaway, which is our adults only section, and the Hideaway pool. And we have 3 ways to splash in our Surfside neighborhood. So Surfside neighborhood is really dedicated for the younger families, the younger kids. We have our carousel, our playscape, our Venture Ocean, our Splashaway Bay, Baby Bay, Arcade are all found in this section. So the majority of the week, the younger kids will be all hanging out in that Surfside neighborhood. And then, like I mentioned, 7 pools on board, including the Royal Bay pool and the first ever swim up bar. Now, speaking of some of the family accommodations, we did have the Ultimate Family Townhouse, which is a 3-story townhouse with full pool, musical pianos. This room can sleep up to 8 people. However, you can pair it up with the stateroom beside it, because you can actually sleep up to 12 in total if you have to rent both staterooms. It is a fantastic suite, and this is part of our Star class, which gives you the full Royal Genie experience. There's only one of them found on the Icon. We also have the Ocean View Panoramic Suite, so maybe you don't really want a balcony, but you want to still have the beautiful views. This is actually part of our Aquadome. You'll have a full glass view on the other side, and this is actually a larger suite. This is the size of one of our junior suites. We also have the Royal Suite, which is also that 2-story suite, part of that Star class with the Royal Genie. It's absolutely beautiful and gives you a full corner suite. Now, I mentioned the Icon will be currently sailing in Miami for 2025 and 2026 sailing, doing 7-night Eastern and Western Caribbean, all making a stop at Perfect Day Cove Cay, our private island. And we have the Star of the Sea, which is sailing out of Port Canaveral starting this summer, also doing Eastern and Western Caribbean. We're doing 3 different Eastern and 2 different Western options, also making a stop at Perfect Day Cove Cay. Whether you want to do a sailing out of Orlando or Port Canaveral or Miami, we have 2 great options. It's absolutely an amazing ship. Now, I mentioned the 3rd Icon class ship will be coming out in summer of 2026. It will be called the Legend of the Seas. This ship will be actually starting its season, or debut in the nautical season in Barcelona and Rome Dewey Airport for summer 2026. So we'll be taking over for the Harmony of the Seas. The nice thing about an Interport is you can actually start your 7-night cruise from Barcelona, doing Barcelona to Barcelona, or you can do it from Rome to Rome. So it is your choice. It's all based on 7-night sailing through the Mediterranean, and then once the summer is over, it's going to be making its way across the transatlantic, and it's basically making its home port at Fort Lauderdale starting in the year 2026. And this will be doing a little bit something different. It won't be doing the 7-night sailings in Fort Lauderdale. We'll be doing the 6 and 8-night options. And the 8-night option will also be doing the Southern Caribbean, and the 6-night will be doing the Western Caribbean. So we'll have 3 Icon-class ships in Florida. Now, ships sailing in 2025, we will have 22 sailing the Caribbean. We'll have 6 sailing in Europe. We'll have 4 sailing in Alaska, out of Seattle, as well as Vancouver. We will have 3 sailing the West Coast. We have 5 sailing the Northeast. We have 4 sailing in Australia, and we will have 3 sailing in Asia. So I'm just going to talk about one area right now. I'm not going to cover all their different itineraries, but I'll just cover Europe for 2025, just because we're kind of coming into that season here soon. We will have 6 ships in Europe. We'll have the Odyssey of the Seas doing anywhere from 7 all the way up to 12 nights. It'll be home ported in Rome. We'll also have the Explorer of the Seas, which is our Voyager class, which will be sailing out of Ravenna, Italy, home porting, doing 7-night Greek, Croatia, and Greece and Adriatic sailings. We have the Allure of the Seas, which is currently in dry dock right now. It was the second Oasis class ship that we built. It's currently in dry dock right now, going through $100+ million reapplication, and it will be currently doing that Interport, whether you can do Barcelona to Barcelona or Rome. It'll be doing 7-night Western Mediterranean. And then we'll also have the Brilliance of the Seas sailing out of Greece, doing 7-night Greece sailings. We will also have the Voyager of the Sea as well as the Independence. So the Voyager will actually be doing multi-home ports. We'll be doing Barcelona, Rome, Athens, and Ravenna. The nice thing about this, you can do 7 or 10-night options. But you can do this is a great option for doing a lot of back-to-back. So maybe you want to do a 7-night Greek Isles and Turkey, and then the next sailing you want to do the 7-night Italy and Croatia. Gives you a lot of great options doing the back-to-back and going to different home ports. And then we also have the Independence of the Seas doing sailing out of Southampton, England. We have 2 and 3-night options all the way up to 12 nights. One of my favorite cruises that's on my bucket list right now would be the 7-night Norwegian Fjords, which is actually the picture right there on the right-hand side. This is a great option. These are all sailing out of Southampton, England. Now, transatlantic, as you know, a lot of our ships have to reposition throughout the year. So usually in the spring as well as the fall. We have a lot of great options whether you want to take the Allure of the Sea, doing a 12-night Spain transatlantic. The route will go probably from Miami to Barcelona. We also have the Brilliance of the Seas as well, doing 15-night Portugal, or maybe you want to take the Voyager on a 13-night Spain and Azores transatlantic. So there's a lot of great options whether you're going to Europe or returning. We also have a lot of Pacific, Trans-Pacific, as well as through the Panama Canal transatlantics as well. So a lot of great options if you are looking to take a longer type of sailing, all up to 15 nights. Now, if you are one of our solo clients, we do have some options here. We do offer reduced single supplement rates of 150% for all guests, or if you are a Crown and Anchor Society member, you basically receive 125% on select sailings. And all eligible sailings are basically all of our repositioning sailings, our Canadian, Canada, New England sailing, as well as all of our Panama Canal sailings. So we do have that single supplement rates. We do have other select sailings that come and go. If you want to check with your travel partner, we can also provide you a full list of all the other options that are for single solos. Now, we also launched another ship last year called the Utopia of the Seas, which is the 6th Oasis class ship. This ship came out and is basically sailing out of Port Canaveral. So this is the first time Royal Caribbean has ever taken a brand new cruise ship and put it on a 3 and 4 day market. Now, 3 and 4 days is not as popular of an option for Canadians, but this is a great option for people who maybe have never cruised before and they want to try a larger ship, or they want to do a surf and turf option. Maybe they want to spend 3 or 4 nights in Disney, or 3 or 4 nights doing Universal Studios, or they're visiting some family down there, but they also want to do a cruise. They can kind of kill 2 birds in 1 stone and have the ultimate weekend experience. And it's basically doing the 3 and 4 nights out of Port Canaveral, making a stop in Nassau, as well as Perfect Day on Private Island, and the 4 nights just has added Sea Day as well. This is a fantastic ship. It has a lot of new amenities. including the longest dry slide at sea, which is longer than all of our other Oasis-class ships. Now, quick look ahead. I've covered some of this already. We have the Star of the Sea coming out in August. We have the Icon Class 3, which is the Legend. And we have the 4th Icon Class ship will be coming out in 2027. And then we will have the 7th Oasis Class ship coming out in 2028. We will also introduce some brand new Royal Beach Club experiences. The first one will be coming out in December of this year called the Royal Beach Club in Nassau. And then in 2026, we'll have the Royal Beach Club coming out in Cozumel. And then we'll also have Perfect Day Mexico, which will be our 3rd private island destination. This will be very similar to the one we have in Bahamas, Perfect Day Bahamas, but this one's going to be in Mexico at the Costa Maya port. So speaking of the Royal Beach Club in Nassau, this is going to be a little bit different than our other private island destinations. This will be kind of like a paid excursion. And if you're not familiar with where this is going to be located, we purchased 17 acres of land in Nassau. There's this long peninsula that goes all the way along the coast. And you can see where our ship is docked. That whole dock can hold up to like 6 or 7 different cruise ships. We'll also have tenders going back, or water taxis going back and forth from the docks to our private island destination. You will pay an entry fee, and it's going to be all inclusive. So whether you want to have all your drinks, your internet, your food, your full day experience is all included. Now, it is limited access. Sometimes we have 3 or 4 ships in port in Nassau on any given day. So it's going to be first come, first served. I think we're going to sell 3,000 tickets per day. But it's going to have 3 different zones, including our family zone, our chill zone, and our party zone. It will also have the longest swim-up bar in the world. All you want inclusive beautiful pools, splash pads. This is one thing I am really looking forward to having, another option in Nassau. Now, we haven't mentioned too much about the Royal Beach Club in Cozumel because it will be opening up in 2026. It will be about a 10 to 15 minute bus ride from where the ship docks, which will also be included with the all-inclusive. We'll also have dedicated pools and splash pads for the kids. We'll also have swim-up bars, snorkeling, kayaking, beautiful beach day experience. We have about 50 acres of land, so we have a little more to play with. We'll have some more details on this one coming out in the near future. And then, like I mentioned, we also have Perfect Day Mexico, which will be opening up in Costa Maya in 2027. And this will also have Phil Water Park, a lot of the same features as our Perfect Day in Cold Cape. This is going to give our options for a lot of our Western Caribbean sailings. Now, just a quick group. We do offer a lot of groups, like I mentioned before, and basically what a group is 8 plus staterooms or at least 16 guests. So whether you're looking to join a group that's maybe occasional things are actually selling, or you want to put your own group together. Maybe you have a family and you want to travel with, multiple staterooms. Sometimes it's a better option to go through an actual group, where you can do group activities, you can do group shore excursions as well, which can also be private. There's also potential discounts and savings when we get group together, and it also is part of our rewards program. So don't be shy to ask about group space if you have a lot of friends and family who want to travel together, instead of purchasing all those individual cruises as standalone bookings. Now, some of the promotions we have currently for April, starting tomorrow, and basically 60% off the second guest, as well as kids sail free. This is on select sailings. We do have some blackout dates, such as like March break and Christmas and whatnot. These are our standard promotions for April till April 30th. And then we also have our airfare offer. Now, this is a brand new offer starting on April 1st. This is only for the Allure of the Seas. So if you're looking to do a Europe sailing this summer, and you book through our Air to Sea program, you will, through Royal Caribbean, you will receive up to $500 USD per person off, so $200 USD per person for economy and premium economy, and $500 USD per person for first and business class if you book through our Air to Sea program. And some of the benefits of booking through our Air to Sea program, we also offer the lowest airfare guarantee, assured arrival. So, for example, if for any reason you miss the ship and it's because of an airline issue, we will make sure you get to the next port of call and get you on board the ship at our expense. Very easy to reserve. Travel partner can take care of this for you. You also get the choice of airlines. So maybe we'll provide you with 3 or 4 different options, but maybe let's say the cheapest option isn't the airline you want to travel on. Maybe you have a loyalty program with, let's say Air Canada, for example. You can choose the second option. It's up to you what you want to pick. And we also offer 24/7 support. So this is a great option to book your cruise and your air together for additional benefits. Now, some of the perks of booking through Vacations for Canadians is our group rates. So right now, if you look at 3 different sailings here, Allure of the Seas, November 30th of this year, 7-night Caribbean, perfect day. The prevailing rate, so today's rate is $16.55 per person. The group rate is $12.47 if you book it through Vacations for Canadians, saving about $390 per person. Third one, let's say Symphony of the Seas, the prevailing rate today is $3,097. The group rate is $1,600, which is a $1,496 per person saving. So these are rates that you cannot get on RoyalCaribbean.com. These are only available through your travel partner application for Canadians. And with this, you also get a $50 onboard credit, which is $50 US that you can put towards a drink package, a short excursion, or even just purchasing anything on board the ship. That's included with every single booking. Now, we also have a promo, which is the specialty dining. That's not for every sailing, but this is just for these 3 sailings. If you do purchase or basically book during this promo period, you'll receive up to $150 for specialty dining as well. Now, promotions also, these are extended only for Vacations for Canadians. We have up to $100 of onboard credit if you're sailing anywhere between July 1st, 2025 up to April 2027. We have the special dining promo, anything balcony or above for 6 nights or longer for 2025 or 2026 sailings after April 1st. And then, after May 1st, but it has to be booked between April 1st and April 30th. And then we also have a bottle of wine and chocolate covered strawberries, which will be delivered right to your stateroom for all sailings between May 1st and December 31st. As long as it's booked between April 1st and April 7th of this next week. There's a little more details with the onboard credit. Receive $100 onboard credit for a suite, $50 for a balcony, and $25 for stay for interior and ocean view. And if you do book one of the group rates, you will also receive that $50 onboard credit. And especially dining and the wine and chocolates covered up. Chocolate dip strawberries will be delivered to your stateroom. These are for new bookings only, and this is only for the next 7 days, this particular promotion. So if you do want an extra bottle of wine, make sure you book in the next 7 days and reach out to your travel partner. Special dining promo is special dining for 2. Cruises are included as well. Any booking made between April 1st and April 30th. Sailing window is between May 1st and December 31st, 2026. So all sailings for the rest of this year, basically after May 1st, all the way until the end of next year, 2026, for all balcony and above and 6+ night sailings. So you can use it any one of these, especially dining, whether it's Chops Grill or Playmakers or Mason Jar or Azumi or Hook. A lot of great options. There are a couple of specialty dining experiences that are not included. They are excluded from this, such as our Royal Utopia Railway or Empire Supper Club. But there's plenty of options that are included with the specialty dining, and you will basically get added to your booking, and you can book it on board the ship. So why book it with Vacations for Canadians? There's a lot of options. Real people, amazing connections. Your travel partners know where you want to go. They've been to a lot of the destinations. They've cruised on most of our ships. They can basically recommend the best options and give you firsthand knowledge of all the beautiful destinations that we visit. They also have these amazing group rates that you will not get booking direct with Royal Caribbean. So always reach out to your travel partner. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out. So thank you very much. I'll turn it back over to Tina.
I think I'm muted.
There you go.
Thank you, Nate. That was great. Definitely makes me want to get back on the seas for sure. And I'm super stoked to try the Royal Beach Club. I cannot wait for that. All right. Well, true to form, we have lots of questions coming in from our clients. Perfect. So I'm going to pass it over to Linda to manage the questions. Or maybe not. Okay, well, she's muted, so I don't know. I can get started though, and then maybe she'll pop back at some point. All right. Let's start with our first question here. We've got Eleanor. Do all the ships have solo cabins, and how do you see them online?
So no, not all of our ships have solo cabins. We only have select ships. So for example, I know the Harmony of the Seas has, the Aurora of the Seas have solo cabins. Some of our older ships have some of the solo cabins. You have to reach out to your travel partner to actually see visibility and which solo cabins are available. If you do, basically you can travel as a solo in any one of our staterooms. You would be paying 200% occupancy, or if you are looking to a certain thing, you do offer 150 or 125%. Some of those solo cabins are only visible through your travel partner at this point.
Okay. And speaking of your travel partners, Rick has already done the research, so I thought I'd pop this message in here. He did say which ones have solo cabins, but I do believe there are sailings that you don't necessarily have to be in a solo cabin to go solo.
Right.
Like Nate had said, the transatlantics, the Canada, and the canal sailing. So we actually have access to a list that we can download out of our system and find all those sailings that have solo discounts. So just reach out to us. It's super easy for us to look that up, and we can let you know. All right. Next question from Kathy. Itineraries which include Greenland are limited to transatlantic. Any plans to expand cruises, i.e. repositioning like Celebrity, which include Greenland, which are not transatlantic?
That is a very good question. I know Greenland is only included right now with our transatlantic sailings, but I have seen the odd one here and there that have included Greenland and Iceland that haven't gone all the way across, but they're not as popular on our brand as much, just because a lot of our ships do basically cross over and go to warmer climates because of all the activities on board our ships. It might be an option that may come down the road, but I don't have any concrete options right now that I can say for sure if they're coming or not.
Okay. All right, next question. Actually, it's a comment from Jennifer, and her comment is, one day is definitely not enough time at Coco Cay. So I actually have the solution for that, and that would be to book a short cruise, one that does 3 nights and 4 nights, and that way you're going to hit Coco Cay twice.
We get that request a lot, and you're right. If you want to do, let's say, the Utopia of the Sea out of Port Canaveral and do it 3 and 4 nights back to back, you're now doing Perfect Day twice. But we do also have some sailings that will stop at Perfect Day as well as Labadee, our second private island destination, on one sailing. But that 3 and 4 nights back to back is a great option to cover both. Well, you'll have Nassau when our Royal Beach Club opens up and Perfect Day.
Do you know what would be the most amazing, perfect sailing? Would be Labadee, Coco Cay, and Royal Beach Club all in 1 week.
That would be amazing.
All right, next question, and it's back to solo cabins from Susan. Do you have any solo cabins that have balconies?
I believe they're all inside. There might be the odd one. I think there might be a couple that are ocean view.
Rick might know the answer to this.
Yeah, it probably does, but I think maybe an ocean view, but I don't think there's actually a balcony one.
Yeah, there are some. There are
Yeah.
some. They also have, I have my friend Google here beside me, and they're telling me there's some virtual balconies and some super studio ocean view balconies with staterooms with balconies, which I'm not sure what that is.
Do you know? So I think that I'm trying to remember what the category is, but I know I've seen them before. Studio balconies, definitely. I just don't know
Yeah.
which class they're on.
Yeah, I'm not familiar with that. I thought they were all interior or virtual balcony. I don't really consider virtual balcony an actual balcony, but I'm gonna have to look that up myself because I'm not aware of that. Thank you very much, Rick.
Yeah, I have to look it up myself later.
Yeah, okay, I'm looking. It says virtual balconies. Yeah, maybe. Okay, well, we can look into that and let you know, Susan. All right, next question. Oh, I think I just lost a question here. Maybe this is why Linda does this. Kate wants to know, does stays match apply to the single supplement rate?
So does you repeat the question again? I can't see.
Is she talking about loyalty point?
Status
Yeah,
match.
so,
Status
Oh,
match.
status match. Okay. Okay, so I guess if she was to do status
Yes.
celebrity and
Yeah.
royal,
So for example, if you were Diamond Plus with, let's say Captain's Elite with Celebrity, you came on the Royal Caribbean and did a solo, you would still receive all the same benefits that you would receive um, with that same. So we'd be Diamond Plus on our brand, Royal Caribbean. You would receive all the same benefits. Now, one thing is, you are traveling solo, and you are not in a solo stateroom, but you're paying the double occupancy rate, you would receive double the Crown Anchor points on the Royal Caribbean brand. Or if you are a solo, or if you're taking one of our suites, you also receive double the points, so double the nights.
Okay. All right. So next question is Angela. Are there plans to add the Wild West train dinner to any other ships?
Yeah, so that's part of a Royal Railway, which is down on Utopia of the Seas, which is a brand new immersive dining experience on a train car. It's a fantastic. It's kind of like a dinner show. It's honestly one of my favorite venues on board all of our specialty dining. The Wild Wild West is the current theme that we have going. We will be adding different themes in the future. We might do like a wine tasting, or we might do a Christmas show or whatnot. But we will be, from what I've been told, we will be adding it to future ships. I'm just not sure which ships it will be on. I know it will not be on the Star of the Sea, but it might be on a future ship. The Utopia was the first to kind of test it out, but we were getting positive feedback, so I'm guaranteeing we will be doing it again on a future cruise ship.
Fantastic. All right. Okay. Next question. Kate wants to know, is the Royal Beach Club what we've been watching them build?
Yes, it is. So if you see a bare patch of land on that peninsula, that is where the Royal Beach Club is going. It is opening up in December. We were hoping to open it up at the end of the summer, but unfortunately keeps getting pushed back. But it will be open for sure by the end of December.
They've been saying December for a while now, so my fingers are crossed.
Exactly. It will be open in December.
All right. We'll hold you to that. All right. Next question from Janine. I heard Freedom is getting a vitality bar. Is it being rolled out to the other ships?
I have not heard that myself, actually. That's getting a vitality bar. I know the Freedom just went into dry dock, and it's got we just added a smoke-free casino. So we removed the vintages wine bar in the promenade and added a smoke-free casino. But I'm not sure about the vitality bar. I have to look that one up. It could be being rolled out to the Liberty in the future. The Liberty of the Seas, which is the same class, has not been re-amped yet. I believe it's going for re-amplification in 2026. So I can't answer that right now because I didn't even realize it was done on the Freedom at this point.
All right, Janine, if you want to reach out to us, I'm sure we can look into that after the fact.
Absolutely.
Okay, Vivian, how you doing? Vivian, we are sailing Independence in July, Norway. Ooh, nice itinerary. All the excursions are sold out for a while now. Any chance more excursions will be added? Question.
So we typically sell about 80 to 85% of our excursions in advance. We do, however, allow some people to on board the ship. So my recommendation is to always go, as soon as you board the ship, go right to the excursion desk to check if there's any availability in these excursions. Now, some are pretty limited. They may be 100% sold out, but we do usually keep a small portion for people to be able to book on board the ship itself. So my recommendation, the first thing you do once you board is go right to the excursion desk.
Okay. I am going to jump to Janine just because we were just talking about it. Somebody posted a menu for Vitality today. So yeah, we'll definitely look into that and see if we can find out more information. If you're working with somebody already, Janine, let them know, and I'm sure they can get you that information. Okay, next question. Lakshika, any plans to add more ships to depart from New Jersey? Love New Jersey. Us Canadians, we love our New Jersey.
Absolutely. I've actually sailed with my family the last 3 summers from New Jersey. It's easy to drive from Toronto down. Right now, I don't have any options or additional ships that we've announced, but it's a growing market, so I can see us adding more in the future. I've done the Oasis class over there in the last 3 summers. It's fantastic. I say we have a lot of people within Atlantic Canada, Quebec, Ontario that love to drive down, with an 8-hour drive, or even Baltimore is about the same distance from Toronto. But right now, we don't have any plans to add any more ships, but that could change anytime.
All right. And okay, next question. Edna would like to know, is it better to book 1 year or 2 years in advance or last minute?
So I will always say the further out you book, the better. The price points are always constantly going up a little bit here and there. But the last probably couple of years since COVID, there hasn't been a lot of last minute options available. But if you really want to take advantage of group rates, the further you book out, the better, because there's a limited number of staterooms that are available per sailing. And that's where you're going to get your best price advantage. So, for example, if you book a group rate now for, let's say, 2026 or 2027, by the time 2026, 2027 come along, that cruise is probably almost double the price of what it was today. So I always say book further out. Not to say you won't find a last minute option here and there, but there just hasn't been as many options in Royal Caribbean lately. So that could change in the future.
Yeah, typically, like especially Caribbean and those hot sailings. I'm looking at some sailings that are February of next year, and the ships are sold out, and we're holding group space still. But the ships are sold out, and our group space will be gone soon. So I would always say book it as far out as you possibly can. We're going to probably get you the best rate at that point. Very little chance it's actually going to drop below that.
And cabin selection too, right?
Oh, absolutely, Rick. That's another one. Like when we're always looking for last minute deals so that we can post them in our group every day, but those tend to be guarantee cabins. A lot of the time they're guaranteed where the ship gets to pick. So, you don't get a choice. If you get seasick and you want to be midship, you're not going to get midship. So it's always.
We also have our Royal Up program where maybe you're staying in an interior, you want to royal up to a balcony or a balcony up to a suite or whatnot. So the later you book, the more options will be more interior than anything else. So it is really great to make sure you book further in advance for more selection.
All right, next question. Do you match solos in a cabin? I'm not sure what she means with this.
2 solo passengers, put them together.
Oh, okay, no.
No. Solo would be one person in the stateroom.
No matching.
We're not a dating service.
All right, good question. Okay, next one. Told you there was lots. Okay, book excursions immediately. Yeah, I think that's a really good idea when you get your cruise to get your excursions. Like Nate said, they do hold some back, but at the end of the day, you want to make sure you get what you want. And some of these really hot sailings like Norway, people are scooping those excursions up. So although saying that if the cruise line doesn't have anything, contact us. We do have alternative ways of getting shore excursions, but a lot of people prefer to book through the cruise line. So you gotta get those soon after you book your cruise. Another good reason to book your cruise as far out as possible. Can you do more solo cruises? So, every cruise can be a solo cruise. There's no reason why you can't go on any cruise. As far as rates, we'll definitely try and help you find one that has a single supplement. But they don't always, and they often, if there's actually studio rooms, they often go very quickly. So again, another good reason to book far out. Sorry, Nate, I'm probably answering your question here.
I was just going to touch on one thing too about the excursions. We did recently, within the last 2 weeks, launch the Royal Excursions, which is an elevated excursion. Yeah. We have a certain destination, whether it's Alaska, Caribbean, or Europe. So we have different levels of excursions now within the Royal Caribbean group.
Yeah. And when that's nice, like I'm thinking, you're going into Rome for the day. The last thing you want to do is, be toted around with 100 other people trying to get into, why not do that elevated? You're there for one day and there's a lot to see in Rome. I'm thinking Athens as well. Like there are some spots, if you're only there for the day, do that elevated. It makes your life a whole lot better to, have that experience where you can, get whisked around, see everything you need to see. And it's a wonderful experience. All right. Okay. Next one. It's just a comment. And I'm missing vintages. It was a nice relaxing. spot. So,
We still have vintages on a lot of our ships. We just took it off the Freedom currently.
okay.
The Freedom does different sailings. So
Okay. Again, Jameson James will they be adding the Vitality Spa Cafe to more ships other than just Oasis? I love the protein shakes and juices. Is this the same thing we were just talking about?
yeah.
Okay.
One thing I will say is on the Utopia though, there is no Vitality Spa Cafe on the Utopia.
Okay.
It's the only Oasis class ship that does not have a Vitality Spa.
All right. Good to know. Okay. Next question. Are tonight's show offers available for current bookings or are they new bookings only? So I can go ahead and answer this. So it's bookings from April 1st to April 30th. Chances are you may have already been able to secure other things that were available. Like we did, if you book into a certain group, we do have that $50 onboard credit all the time. We did have specialty dining last month, but it was for a different time period and different locations. So feel free to reach out to your advisor and make sure that you got everything that you were supposed to get. But typically it is always for new bookings only. And in this case, those offers that we gave are April 1st to April 30th. Okay, next question. How long in advance of the cruise sailing does the excursions booking start?
With about a year and a half is when it really opens up. It can vary a little bit, but the majority is about a year and a half once the sailing is open.
Yeah, I would say just keep checking, right? I mean, it might not all load at once too. They might add as it goes on.
Yeah, absolutely. And sometimes we could have some cancellations that do come in. Like you may have a group that booked, let's say 15 spots on a certain excursion, and that group suddenly gets canceled. And those spots will become available. So we always just keep checking back to see if they're available. But the earlier you book them, the better.
Okay. Jameson James again. Any chances of sailings from Quebec City round trip like the Empress used to do? Wow, the Empress.
So this has been a kind of a topic we've been bringing up at Royal Caribbean as well, especially with the way the world's working right now. We have no promises. Quebec is one of our stops, but we are hoping to add another ship there in the future. Making it, a Canadian departure port. But right now, we have nothing set up concrete yet.
So Nate, I don't know if you knew this, but MSC offered a sailing out of Halifax, and it sold out before it even got released.
I know. So I take care of Atlantic Canada. I think every
Canadians want to sail out of Canada.
I heard about it nonstop, and honestly,
yeah.
it's a fantastic option. It is, I think the sailing originally starts in New York, but it's an airport, so you can actually get on in Halifax, which is honestly a fantastic option. We have brought it up internally here anytime, so let's hope on future sailings.
We are crossing our fingers that that's going to come for the future for us Canadians. All right. Okay. Which locations have better excursions, Eastern or Western? Great question.
It's really a tough question because it really depends on what you're looking to do. I tend to like Eastern a little bit better than Western myself, but it's really up to the person. I can't really answer which one's best because it's just really up to what the person's into. Whether they want to spend the day at the beaches, they want to do a little bit more, adventurous. It really depends on the client itself.
Yeah. So what I usually tell people, if you want to snorkel or do some adventure, I would say Western is probably your best bet. Eastern, you want to go to a beach and you want to do some shopping all day long. I mean, not saying that you're going to still find some good beaches on Western too, but that's typically where my brain is at when I think of Eastern versus Western. Okay. Any thoughts sailing out of Nova Scotia to the Caribbean? That would be a good one too.
So I am from Nova Scotia, so I love this question. But right now we don't have any options yet, but hopefully in the future. Right now, especially in Halifax, the Port of Halifax does not have the option or even set up to depart out of. Now, MSC may change that because they are doing one sailing this year, but maybe in the future we'll have options to sail at Halifax. It just might be one-off sailings here and there. It won't be like a weekly option.
Yeah. And I don't know. I know Montreal can handle embarkation and debarkation. I don't know what size of ships, but I do know that there is another cruise line out there that gets in and out of there. So maybe that's another option that Royal Caribbean can look into if they've got the right size of ship. Okay. Will the Icon ships cruise out of Europe?
Yeah, so it did come out tonight. So we do have the Legend of the Sea, which would be the third Icon class ship. It's coming out in 2026, so next year. It will be starting its season in Europe. So basically from July until September, it will be sailing out of Rome and Barcelona to the inner port. And then once the summer season's over, it will be doing transatlantic over to Fort Lauderdale and doing southern and western Caribbean, so 6 and 8 nights. So we'll be starting next summer of 2027 for 4 months. Now, I'm sure we will probably have one going back every year after that. We will have the fourth Icon class ship as well, which was built in Europe. So I mentioned in 2027 we'll probably start in Europe as well. So hopefully we'll have one over there every year moving forward.
All right. Okay, another question from Janine. Do you plan to have any England, Ireland, Scotland cruises?
I know we do. Obviously, we sail in England. We do have. I'm not sure the Ireland, Scotland. I can double check that. I thought some of our itineraries make stops there, but I don't. It's not just all dedicated England. Or sorry, England, Ireland, or Scotland. I can check and see if there's any other options.
I'm thinking there must be.
I think there is too, but I just can't.
I'm sure the Jewel used to do that, didn't it?
Yeah.
I bet Rick's looking it up right now.
It could also have been out of Amsterdam.
Yeah, the Jewel back in July did a British Isles cruise. Then
Yeah.
England, Scotland, and Ireland.
Yeah, we like a 9 night.
11.
Well, okay.
Yeah, you know what? Just reach out to us, Janine, and we have our ways of finding things pretty darn quick. So
I know it exists because I was on it. So.
yeah. Okay, another question. Would it make financial sense to book a family of 4 into a suite and get all the perks versus booking 2 cabins with 2 people in each and then adding on the drink packages?
So that's a great option, but I can't say for sure because it all really depends on the type of suite you're looking at. Because obviously, if you're looking at being a suite on the Star Class, that's usually the Royal Suite or the Owner Suite or the Ultimate Family Suite. So there's a huge price difference than just 2 regular staterooms and adding drink packages. But there could be options. Maybe a junior suite might be a better option than doing 2 staterooms. Also depends on the size of the third and fourth, whether they're a child or if they're full-size adults. But it really does depend. Sometimes if you're looking at doing 2 staterooms, you want to have say the drink package. Well, only 2 people want the drink package. It might be better to put 2 people one person in one room, one adult and one adult in the other room. So you don't have to purchase 2 in each stateroom. So it really depends on sailing, the suite you're looking at, comparing it to. And the drink package cost at that time.
Yeah, for sure. I would say it definitely depends on the age of the children. So if they're 12 and under, and you're not sailing on a blocked week or an excluded week, which would be like Christmas, summer, Easter, those sorts of weeks, you can often get the kids free. And in that case, it makes more sense to be in one cabin, whether that's a balcony or a suite. But if you are typically considered 4 adults, so that would be anyone over the age of 13, it is often cheaper to go with 2 cabins side by side, and then you get 2 bathrooms and you have so much more space. So always best to get us to do that comparison for you, and we can let you know what makes sense. Okay, Mike, what is elevated? I think he's referring to the shore excursion.
Yeah, so the Royal excursions basically are, let's say, elevated. They're very unique excursions that are outside of the regular excursions that we do. They're smaller groups as well. It can be, maybe going to having a local meal in Tuscany at a farm or whatnot. So a little bit different than your typical excursions where you're going to visit like a city center or whatnot. We have different options in the Caribbean, Alaska, as well as Europe. But it really depends on the destination that we're looking for. But usually they're smaller group that are a little bit more elevated. Like, for example, you might have all your liquor included, like your wine tastings and things like that all included. So it really does vary on what you're looking for exactly.
Okay. I warned you about the questions, right, Nate?
I'm good. I like it.
You love to ask questions, that's for sure, and I love it. Would love additional sailings in Hawaii as a possibility.
Yeah. So right now, the only sailing we really for Hawaii would be our Pacific Atlantic sailing. So basically, we have a sailing that goes whenever we reposition from Alaska down to Australia, New Zealand. We basically will go from Vancouver, Seattle over to Hawaii, and then that'd be one sailing, and the other one will be from Hawaii all the way down to Australia. But we'll make a few stops in Hawaii, but we don't actually have any sailings that go directly from the U.S. over or Canada over to Hawaii and back.
Yeah, so just as a side note too, I believe those sailings would have to hit another country, right? So if they did have a sailing that went from Vancouver to Hawaii, they would have to stop in Mexico or Canada under the Passenger Vessel Act, if I'm not mistaken.
Yep, it's the Jones Act. So from Canada to Hawaii wouldn't be bad. So it's two different countries. But you couldn't go from say Los Angeles to Hawaii and Hawaii back to Los Angeles because you're not leaving one country. So you'd have to basically go from Hawaii, LA to Hawaii, Hawaii up to Canada and back down to solve that problem. So there's only I think one cruise line with NCL that has the option of going all the way around Alaska with one of their ships because there's a rule I believe you have to have over 50% of the crew have to be from the U.S.
Yeah.
For that to work. So we don't have that option right now. May come in the future, who knows? But that's one of the reasons is that, as well as the Jones Act, that you have to visit another country at that point, which is very difficult to do for Hawaii sailings.
Okay, next question. Janine, again, we need a flow rider for the UK run.
Absolutely.
So there must be a flow rider coming back and forth from the UK.
Absolutely. So there's a lot of different options. So for example, our Voyager class, our Freedom class, actually every class above Vision has a flow rider.
Yeah.
And some of our Oasis class have two. Some of the newer ones like Wonder and Utopia only has one, but all of our ships have a flow rider except for the Vision class. Yeah, the Vision class.
And it's a lot of fun. I was even able to do it. All right, Debbie, first time cruiser here, planning a Western Mediterranean for 2026, trying to plan off season time so it's not as busy, but would like nice weather, not too hot. Well, I'm going to tell you right from my recommendation, Debbie, that's a great idea because it can get pretty darn hot over there. So off season is fantastic for the Mediterranean. So, and then I'm going to let Nate answer this as well.
Yeah, so I've actually been to Europe probably 6 or 7 times, and every time I've gone, or almost every time I've been once, was in May, June, or September, October timeframe, which is honestly the best. Most times I've gone, it's actually been late May or early June, which is fantastic. Because one, it's not really, really super hot as it would be with July and August, but it's still warm enough that you can walk around shorts and t-shirts and golf shirts and whatnot, more casual. But crowd as well. There's a lot of crowds in say Rome or different parts of Europe in July and August. I find it's less busy in the earlier or later season, and we're also seeing a shift where a lot of people are starting to try to book a little bit earlier or later because of how busy and how hot it is in the summer.
Okay. And at this point, this is the last question, but they're, they could still come in. Is there any promotion for first-time cruisers?
So all the promotion that we just talked about earlier today would count for everybody, whether you're a first-time cruiser or a returning cruiser. You can see especially dining, we're credit up to $100, as well as the sparkling wine and chocolate chip strawberries. That would be for any cruiser.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. As far as extra promotion as well, we also offer onboard credit for specific sailings to first responders, military, active or retired, and teachers. So if any of that applies, reach out to us. We also have it on our website, so we will give you extra onboard credit for just having one of those amazing jobs. So I think that is the end of the questions, Nate.
That's awesome. That's great.
Linda, do you have anything to add to the end of the presentation? Oh, maybe she's stuck again. She did message me and said that she was.
I'm sorry. You know what? I switched internet providers, and apparently nobody likes to stream where I live because I keep freezing. But yeah, so the one thing everyone should look out for is every Friday in the month of April, we'll be doing a Royal Caribbean giveaway on our Facebook page. So be sure to, or our group, be sure to join the group if you're not already there, and keep an eye out for those. You can win some nice Royal Caribbean swags. We have that coming, and keep your eye on your inbox. We'll also be sending out a special Royal Caribbean e-news with jam-packed with information all about this month's Supplier of the Month.
There is a lot going on this month. We only gave you a little snippet. There's some great sales coming out with Royal this month. You know, we've got all of our Supplier of the Month promotions, our giveaways. There's a lot of great stuff. So this is definitely the month to book your Royal Caribbean cruise. All right, well, if that is the end of that, I am going to adios, and I hope you all have a great night and a safe and warm night, and we'll see you online.
Thank you, everyone.
Bye.